Good morning, this is Vicki.
And this is Jo.
And we're the two natural ladies.
And we talk about the good news we all need and ways of getting the most out of life.
We help people with practical, uplifting ways we can all make a difference.
And we're striving for better, not perfect.
And we love a good laugh. Please enjoy the show.
Welcome to everyone listening this morning from Victoria, Australia and beyond.
Oh, is that like beyond the stars, like we just said?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, all those extraterrestrials. How do you say that?
Terrestrials.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
That was an interesting way to start.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, well, gets us going.
It does. I think it's the week off last week, you know.
I know. We get a bit rusty very quickly, don't we? Yeah, we'll be smooth sailing for a while now.
Yes.
So we're starting with acknowledging our ancestors. So this is because I brought up my Uncle John's organ.
Yes, you did.
And
I wanted to know more.
Nothing sus. We went to see The Long Story, because we have time, right?
Well, absolutely. Yes.
The long story is my husband and I went to see the Jackson combo, who we've interviewed,
yes,
who are locals.
And who are going to be on in
Valentine's Day.
Yes. I'm actually going to mention that a bit later.
Oh, okay. Straight and Narrow Cafe.
Yes, that's it. That's the one.
In Chelsea.
Yes.
And we'll be there.
Yes, we will.
So come and dance with us.
Yes.
Anyway, we went to see them on Boxing Day evening, and there was an organ player amongst them, the Jackson combo. There were three of them. And my husband was connecting with the guy and chatting, and and I remember vaguely my husband telling me before he's always wanted to play keyboard and make music, and he just never had the opportunity. And I thought, oh my goodness, you would have connected with my Uncle John, because he had a huge organ. One of those double layer ones.
Yeah.
The two keyboards in one. And, my family would go there and go to their house and be brought to tears by his
ongoing playing.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And my Uncle John, he passed away, I can't remember how long ago, but my husband would have had an opportunity if I'd clicked to actually connect.
Yes, and it's interesting as we grow older that we appreciate those things. As kids, we go, oh, that was really boring. And then we think, oh, wow, wouldn't it have been good to find out more about that? And well, I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you I got a drum kit for Christmas?
A drum kit for Christmas? I don't think you did.
I got a drum kit for Christmas.
Oh, have you been playing in the garage?
No, because it's an electric drum kit. It's a proper drum kit, so it's got all the things you would have if you had the big drums, but it's an electric one. And yesterday I rang, drum roll, and I'm starting lessons.
Oh, wow. Oh,
yes.
So we can go down the beach and have a drumming party.
Well, yes, because I can actually bring. No, it's not it, but no, it's with the sticks.
Oh, so it's not the bongos. Or
no.
Yeah.
It's the
real ones.
If I was in Deep Purple and
okay,
So I'm going to learn how to, but with the electric one, it's just less space.
Yeah.
And I can actually have earphones, earplugs in.
Oh, so you don't have to disturb anyone.
No.
Right.
No. So how exciting is that?
How exciting. So are you going to be looking to join a band or?
Well, let's see how I go playing first, The person that I'm actually, Ron Lee Music, he's just local in Hampton. My kids have been going there for years. He said, oh, Karen Carpenter in the making. I said, yep, that's it. That's it. So there you go.
Karen
Drum
Carpenter?
and sing.
She drummed?
She was a very good drummer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Well, there you go. Okay. Well,
I did wonder if I told you about my new drum set.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Christmas Eve. He said, I've got a drum. No, he said, there's a drum set for sale round the corner. It's this much. Do you want it? I'm like, I guess. He said it's a Roland. They're really good. They're worth a lot more. Even if you don't like it, you'll be able to sell it for the same prices or more. So, and that's what he does. He does a lot of bargain sort of stuff. So I said, sure, I'll do it.
Awesome.
Anyway, back to acknowledging our ancestors.
well, yeah, and then you and I were talking about Uncle John and his organ, and then I was talking about my nana. And my mum, who've both passed away. And and again, the boring conversations, I used to follow them around the garden and they were talking about, oh, look at this and look at that and the hydrangea and the and I'm like, I'm just so bored. And now
You'd love it.
I'd love to do that.
Yes.
I'd love to show them what, we've got figs and olives and sunflowers
yes, and worms.
Yes, and then I'd go, and what's this one? Because we've actually got flowers that they grow wild every year and then they disappear and they come back in the summer and they disappear again.
They're called annuals.
Sure. That's right. I'd be saying to my mum and my nana, what's this and da da da. Yeah.
Well, it's really interesting because we went over to my son's place on last Tuesday for a barbecue, and Frank, my husband, he's walking around picking stuff and eating it. In the gut, because he knows a lot of weeds,
right,
inverted commas,
yes,
that are edible.
Yes.
And picked one and he said, do you know this? And I'd seen it when I was in Lebanon and it was used a lot to make for tyres, which are pastry things. And, and I can remember them being quite tasty. I don't think I would have just picked it and eaten it. But again... And I was listening to one of our shows and we were talking about edible gardens and edible nature strips and how great that would be.
Yes.
So, yes, it would be good to have knowledgeable people to walk around with and tell you all those things that when you were younger you thought were so boring.
Yes, that's right. And particularly I do have an interest in making plants useful that we think are weeds because, that makes a lot of sense. Things that are just growing abundantly, if we could use them, and I'm sure we can. It's just having that knowledge. So, we've got some plant growing everywhere. I think it might be wild basil, but we don't eat it in our modern day life.
Right.
We don't eat it.
So it doesn't smell like normal basil?
No,
right.
It doesn't. And somebody else I know was trying to get rid of hers, and I thought, I think until we've all found a use, then... Yeah.
Off it goes.
Well, because it does strangle the other plants that we are trying to grow.
Yes,
so
that's not good. It's got to learn its place in the garden.
That's right. But yeah, I leave things in the garden that normally I would have pulled out, and they attracted some wild bees, which was good. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because talking about our ancestors, I remember I would go to my dad's mum quite a lot, and she was a very quiet lady, and I just loved being with her. And the thing I remember the most is sitting in the kitchen while she would string the beans and get the dinner ready. And the other thing I remember is when I would stay the night and she put the cream on her feet. They're the two. They were just two things that, at the time, I don't think I thought they were boring.
Yeah,
I just liked being there, and whatever she did, just seemed nice.
I put cream on my feet.
I do too.
Oh, well, there you go.
But I didn't when I was 10 or 9 or 8.
My husband thinks that's a problem. He thinks that my dry feet are a problem.
Well, I don't like the dry feet, but
Yeah.
I think if you don't wear shoes a lot, which I don't.
No.
And when you go down the beach and all that sort
Yes.
of, you are going to end up with
Dried
hard,
out.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, he thinks there's a health issue there.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's pretty common.
I think it's very common.
Yes.
If you and I have got it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine.
We're all good.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good.
Anybody else, if you've got dry feet, please share.
Yes.
Yeah, let us know.
Now, there was one other thing I have to do.
Uh-huh.
I have a confession.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I hope my husband's listening. Excuse me. He did say, "Are you going to confess?" I said, "Oh, do I have to?"
On
no, I
air?
didn't. On air.
Yeah.
The worms. Our worms.
What?
Dum, dum, da, dum, dum, da, dum, 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 dum. We think that I haven't even looked yet, but what was supposed to be a project for my son and grandson has not worked at all. My next eldest son has said he will take it, but I have a feeling we're going to have to start again. I don't think, because I must say, I'm confessing, I haven't taken any.
So is this in the garden or in a worm farm?
No, it's in a worm farm.
Oh, so they really couldn't have just escaped and found their own food?
No.
Oh, good one.
I know. I'm really sorry. But I'm going to, on the weekend, when I've got some time, I'm going to clean it out and I'll put whatever worms are left in the garden so that can flourish again. And sorry, Prince Willie. And then I'm going to give it to my son, and then he's going to promise, if we get more worms from you, he is going to look after it. So it's going to a new home where it will get looked after.
Messaging every day, have you fed the worms?
Yes, I know. I would love to be into it. I'm just not. And I really didn't do it for me.
Right.
The worm farm was supposed to be
Yeah.
when there was homeschooling for my grandson and my son.
Yeah. Well,
and they did not take it on.
Well, life's moved on a bit.
It has.
But I suppose it's just creating that habit. Like, I can't throw out food scraps if I'm at someone's house and they throw food scraps in the bin. It bothers me. In fact, when we go down to our holiday house in Dramana, we don't have a compost there for fairly obvious reasons. But if I, like my tea leaves or things that I think would be all right, I'll just put them on the garden.
Yeah. Oh, look, we've got those where we are. We have a bin, and it can go into it will get composted now through the council. I know it's better to do it, yourself. I think part of it is because we're renting, and I don't know, there's lots of reasons. Anyway, I could make lots of excuses, and I can just hear my husband making comments
blah,
about
blah.
that's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had to confess to you.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm feeling very sad.
I know.
Yes. I might have to take the rest of the morning off.
Okay then.
Are you okay? You can take the show
Sure,
from here.
you go.
Start your solo career.
Yeah. I'll just make an apology for Vicki,
Yes.
who's been traumatically affected by the worms, or lack of.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You've been listening to the Two Natural Ladies podcast. Visit twonaturalladies.com.au for more information. Thanks for joining us.